So US Congressmen John James and Jared Moskowitz would like the ties between South Africa and US to come under review. They introduced a bill in the US House of Representatives on February 6 that seeks to undergo a review of the bilateral ties between the United States and South Africa. Rep. John James accused Pretoria of building ties to countries and actors that undermine the United States national security and threaten the US way of life through its military and political cooperation with China and Russia and its support of US designated terrorist organization Hamas. US has also called South Africa's ICJ case against Israel a politically motivated one and claims it is wrongfully accusing Israel. On the other hand, South African Minister of International Relations and Cooperation Naledi Pandor has said she believes South Africa offers quality product to the United States market and wishes their relations grows. She continued that both countries have different views on many foreign policy matters, but as a democracy, they affirm the sovereign right of states to frame their foreign policy. She said she is concerned at the bill drafted attempt to associate South Africa with terrorism and the atrocious attack against civilians in Israel. This is some kind of funny article that I've read all of this week, and it's quite funny. So now, the country that is supposed to be the pioneer of democracy, which is the United States, is now want to cut ties with South Africa because they exercise their sovereign rights, which fall in the frame of democracy. What type of hypocrisy is that? When South Africa got peeved with Israel attacking Palestinians, South Africa did not carry weapons to go and face Israel, but address the situation in courts. And at the end of the day, because South Africa has exercised its democratic rights, so US want to pass a bill that will cut ties with South Africa. And that is where we have been saying the Western world most of the times are hypocrites. Most of the times they are hypocrites. We cannot always agree with things you do. We cannot always submitting to things you believe in. Every countries, every cultures believe different things. And I know most Western countries understand. You cannot impose your values on people. You cannot impose your beliefs on people. So when somebody don't believe the same things you believe in, that doesn't make the person your enemy. This is very funny because South Africa was trying to defend Palestinians. So if you think South Africa is on the wrong side of history, just come and prove yourself in court. And you did exactly that. And at the end of the day, the court suggested you are on the wrong side of history and South Africa is on the right side of history. And now you want to cut ties with South Africa because they did the right thing? What type of logic are we practicing in this world? But what doesn't surprise me is that a few weeks ago, I did a content about South African leader Cyril Ramaphosa when one of his videos, he said, they know the path they have taken. US and the Western countries will come together to find a way to attack South Africa in different way. If we are not lucky, we are going to have, they are going to come out with some unnecessary sanctions to South Africa, and all sort of things are going to pop up for the whole week, because some countries think they are untouchable. Some countries think if they do anything, if whether they are wrong or they are right, no one should talk about them. And that's the sad part of life we are living in on this planet. A country can just decide that if he think his economy is crumbling, he can decide that, okay, our economy is crumbling, so why don't we create something and go to war and go and steal some people's oil or go and steal some people's gold for us to be back on track. That is what many countries are doing. And we can see that what is happening in Congo. We can see what happened in Afghanistan. We can see what happened in Iraq. So this is a wake-up call to any country that solely depends on Western countries. I'm talking about Africans. If any country solely depends on Western countries, then know that your right, which you think is your own right, is really not what you think. You don't have rights, you don't have freedom, you don't have independence. You are just being manipulated, you are just being controlled by the Western country, because even when they do something wrong, they don't want anybody to talk about it, or they don't want anybody to complain. It's their right to do wrong things, but it's not any country's right to do wrong things. It's all about them. If it's about them, it's right. If it's about other people, it's wrong. And that is exactly the narratives and the pictures they have shown to the world since this Ukraine and Russia war and the Israel and Palestinian war began. We have seen the other side of the Western country, and that is where some years back I said, after all this is said and done, I don't think some countries can be bold and preach to Africans about moralities, because for them, morality is when it benefits them. But when it benefits other countries, it's not morality. Please, you can go to my description box and click on the Telegram link in that description box and join us on Telegram as we discuss about the well-being of Africa. Please, don't forget to subscribe to this channel too and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. Thanks for watching, and I'm always your guy, The Grafts Amoako.